Tell us the latest on the seat of Melbourne, an extraordinary result here. It's projected now that Bandt has now lost that seat.
Yeah, his vote was only about 41% of the first preference vote. He needed 33% of the preferences from the Liberals and other candidates to win. He's consistently only been getting 24%. There's a couple of big pre-polls to come, but I can't see how they're going to turn around that trend. And that will result in Labor's Sarah Whitty winning the seat, and the Labor Party will have taken out both opposition leaders in the election campaign and both shadow housing spokesmen. So it's quite a remarkable result for them. Beyond those seats, Labor, that gets Labor to 88 seats. I expect this afternoon to call Fremantler for Labor, which gets them to 89. There's been a strong independent challenge there. There's 4 more seats they can win. Bendigo, which David Littleproud was talking about. Menzies, which I think Labor's positioned to win, but there's still a bit more counting to come. Calwell in northern Melbourne, no one will have any idea for 2 weeks who's won that. Labor's ahead on first preferences, but the vote's all over the place with the rest of the ballot paper, and the Electoral Commission won't be able to figure out the final pairing there. But that's a potential extra seat for Labor. And being in the southern ACT, there's an independent who's running Labor a very, very close race, which isn't clear yet who's going to win that. So Labor can get as high as 93 seats, but it's going to settle around 90 somewhere there.
I'm going to come back to Bean in a second with you, but just quickly, have you been keeping an eye on the seat of Ryan? That's the Greens' final seat, I suppose, in the lower house. Do you know how that one's shaping up?
Well, the Greens still have a chance of winning it. The difficulty is, in a 3-cornered contest, Labor's close to overtaking them on some initial counts. If that happens, Labor would win the seat on Green preferences. Other than that, it's just a close contest, and it's a close 3-way contest. It could be that Elizabeth Watson-Brown, I think is the MP, could be the only Greens member elected at this election in the lower house.
Yeah, just back to that ACT seat of Bean. This is one that I definitely wasn't watching going into this election, much like the seat of Melbourne, to be honest. How is that shaping up? That could potentially still be a loss for Labor to essentially a Teal-type independent.
Or it could be a loss or it could be a win. The margin's about 50.2%. It can't go either way at this stage. So it's just one to watch. It could be a potential Labor loss, or they could retain it yet.
Bullwinkle over in WA drew a lot of attention coming into this election. How's that looking at this point?
It's too close to call. We don't know. I mean, most of the other seats you're going to quiz me on are all too close to call. Bullwinkle's one of them. Kooyong, I think last time I looked, Monique Ryan's on about 52%, 50.2%, and the vote's been dropping. Bradfield is trending the Liberal Party's way. The Liberal Party is now ahead by a bit over 200 votes. There's absent votes to come, but in all of these seats that were held by the Teal independents, they've been cruelled on postal votes, which have broken very solidly the Liberal Party's way. The other seat in doubt, I think, is Longman in Queensland. That's trending the LNP's way. So that could be the 42nd seat for the Liberal Party, as well as for the coalition, as well as Bradfield. Monash could be a Liberal seat. It's a very complex count, too difficult to work out. And the other seat I'm keeping my eye on is Flinders. If Labor finishes second in that seat, Zoe McKenzie for the Liberal Party will retain it. But if the independent finishes ahead of Labor, the preference flows could be very different, and it could be a potential independent win. But it's very difficult to call some of those seats at this stage.